What is going on, online fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives Make Money Online Trainer podcast. This is the #1 show for online fitness coaches who are trying to grow a successful online business. In today's episode, we're talking about social media marketing, what platforms and why. Before we get into today's episode, I want to read out a rating I got on the podcast, and it said, more great content. I've been following this dude for a while now on Facebook and Instagram. He absolutely crushes everything he does. This podcast is no different. Keep up the great work. Yo, I appreciate that. If you're tuning into this episode and you're getting value from the podcast, a way that you guys can give back to me is by rating the podcast. So go over to the Change Lives Make Money Online Trainer podcast on this podcast or Spotify app. Scroll all the way to the bottom. You can leave a rating below the first episode. You got to do a little bit of scrolling, so you got to use your fingers and thumbs, okay? Also, for those of you guys that want to win some money, I'm giving away $1,000 cash in the month of March. All you have to do to enter to win $1,000 cash is screenshot any podcast episode, share it to your Instagram stories, tag me at BMarkFit, let me know that you're tuning in, and I'm automatically going to enter you to win $1,000 cash. So all you got to do, screenshot the podcast, share it to your story, tag me at BMarkFit, and let me know that you're tuning in. Now, let's talk about social media. All right, let's talk about social media. I actually got a direct message this morning from somebody, and they basically said, yo, BMark, like, how do you manage all the social medias that you're running? Because I'm like, you're on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn. And like, how do you manage all of these things? Like, I'm having a hard time keeping up with social media. I'm feeling like I'm getting overwhelmed super easily. I'm feeling like it's less fun for me and it's more frustrating. How many of you guys feel like that right now? Like, with all these new platforms, I'm like supposed to be on TikTok and Clubhouse and Instagram and maybe YouTube, and I want to start a podcast and all these different ideas and things that you can be doing on social media. It's really easy to get overwhelmed. Like, how do you know which platforms you should be on? And how do you know what content you should be posting on those platforms? How do you know if you should be posting longer videos or shorter videos or emotional videos or entertaining videos or comedy skits or value videos? How do you know? And what ends up happening is, because we spend so much time contemplating all of the different ways that we can use social media, we end up getting lost and confused and frustrated and frankly overwhelmed. Now, I'm going to simplify it for you guys on today's podcast. My goal in today's podcast is literally to teach you guys step by step what platforms you should be on based on your level of experience as an online coach and why you should be on these platforms. I'm also going to give you the blueprint for your social media success in terms of what types of content you should be posting and how frequently. I'm also going to give you that blueprint based on where you're at. And so in today's episode, we're talking all strategy, and it's going to be based on your level of experience. Now, before we get into the episode, I want to give you guys an analogy. Now, all of us understand fitness, all right? That's why we're online fitness coaches. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have a base understanding of fitness. Now, let's say you guys meet a client that wants to lose some weight, right? You meet a client, they want to lose some weight, they want to lose 20 pounds. And so this client gets really excited to lose this weight, and they get really pumped up. And so what do? They go to the internet and they look at one YouTube video and it says to cut out all their carbs. And so this client cuts out all their carbs and they jump in the treadmill for 2 hours and they lose weight, and they're seeing progress because any sort of caloric deficit will cause you to lose weight. But then they hit a plateau and then they're stuck and they stay stuck. And even though they're going to the gym and they're doing all this cardio and they're trying to diet and they're eating low carb, they're stuck and they're frustrated and they have no idea why they're stuck, because they're putting in the work and they're exercising and they're eating in a deficit and they're on the treadmill and they're like, why am I plateaued? Well, why are they plateaued? Well, you as an online trainer, you already know why, because you're a trainer and you have all the knowledge. And that fitness client that wants to lose weight probably would have saved themselves a big headache if they had just hired you in the first place. But most fitness clients and most people, what they do in a weight loss journey is they're like, oh, I can do this on my own. And as a result, they end up trying fad diets, or they end up trying that diet that their brother's doing that he found on the internet, or they end up trying the low carb diet or the Atkins diet. And they take all the quick fixes thinking, and then when it doesn't work, they end up thinking like, I can't lose weight or I'm big bone. But in reality, they're taking the wrong approach. Right. So we all understand this analogy because we all understand fitness, and fitness as a whole. There's a lot of people that think that they can do it on their own, but end up taking the wrong approach. You guys feel me? Do you guys know somebody that's done that before? Now that doesn't make sense to us as online trainers, right? because we understand the proper way to approach training and nutrition. So let's bring it back to you, right? Online coach, you want to grow on social media. And so for you, what you do is you probably, maybe you listen to one of my podcasts where I talked about getting on TikTok, or I talked about getting on Facebook Live, or I talked about posting consistently. And now you're like, okay, I'm going to go for it. And so you start posting videos and pictures and all of the things. And then all of a sudden you get some people interested and you're like, oh shit, like Brian's actually right. Like this is working. But then all of a sudden you plateau and you're stuck and you have no idea why. And then you start thinking like, shit, like social media isn't working. I don't have enough followers. Nobody's buying because of COVID. And you start thinking that like online training and social media doesn't work. But in reality, you're just taking the wrong approach. And I already know what the approach that you're taking is wrong. And I can save you a big headache if you just hired me. But most online trainers think I can do it on my own. And they just post on all of these different platforms content that isn't pulling clients, and they end up frustrated thinking that online training doesn't work, when in reality, you're probably taking the wrong approach. Honestly, straight up, you guys, hire me. Just like you'd expect a fitness client to hire you, I can save you time. So if you're struggling with social media marketing, reach out via Instagram and DM me 10K. Now let's get into the podcast, because I want to give you guys some practical, actionable steps to take away from this podcast based on your level of experience. So level one is a complete beginner, right? So you're just starting out your online coaching business. You're just getting into the market. You're just kind of getting your feet wet. If you're level one base new online trainer, whether that be in the 10K Coaching Academy or trying to do this on your own, the level one place that you should be right now is Facebook and Instagram. And you should be posting 3 to 5 pictures with captions per week and active on your Instagram and Facebook stories. So level one, brand new online coach. You're just getting started. The level one place you should be on social media right now is Facebook and Instagram, 3 to 5 pictures with captions per week and active on your Facebook and Instagram stories. Now, I'm going to tell you guys why. Because when you're a new online coach, like you're just getting into the market, you're just getting started, a lot of your first clients are going to come from people that are in your network. Right? A lot of your first clients are going to come from people that you went to high school with. A lot of your first clients are going to come from people that you used to work at that bar with. A lot of your first clients are going to come from that coworker that's followed your fitness journey for a long time, that's been inspired. And then you start putting out fitness content and they're drawn to you. And so you have what I like to call a power base of people that would purchase your program immediately in your network. And so the level one version of getting on social media and growing your online coaching business is posting 3 to 5 pictures with captions per week and getting active on your Instagram and Facebook stories. And that's it. Like if you're a new online coach, like I respect the fact that you guys want to get on TikTok and want to get on Clubhouse and want to get on YouTube and all these different things. But if you're not posting on Facebook and Instagram, like, that's like the base level. Like that's like number one. Like that's like the foundations. It's kind of like if you want to build a house and you want to build it really tall and really high, but you don't have a solid foundation. It's like you guys are trying to build level 2 by getting on a TikTok without having a solid foundation. Like you need to be posting on Facebook and Instagram first. Those are the base places. And also another reason you guys need to be posting on Facebook is because when you join the 10K Coaching Academy, right, one of the things we teach you how to do is run a Facebook group for your private clients and your community. And so if you're not posting on Facebook, but you have all of your clients on Facebook, it's like there's going to be no community. And if there's no community, your clients are going to drop off. So Facebook and Instagram as a base level 3 to 5 times a week is like number one. If you're not posting on Facebook and Instagram 3 to 5 times a week, that's like level 1. So that's where you need to start. Okay. Facebook and Instagram, 3 to 5 pictures with captions per week and active on your Facebook and Instagram stories. Does that make sense? Facebook and Instagram has the most amount of users right now. So you have the most potential to reach the most amount of people. And it also has your power base of people that are more than likely going to become your first clients. All right. So level 1 of social media marketing is Facebook and Instagram, 3 to 5 pictures with captions per week and active on your Facebook and Instagram stories. You guys still with me? You guys getting value? Just like, let me know if you guys are still getting value. Number 2, level 2. Level 2 of social media marketing is Facebook and Instagram, 5 pictures with captions and 2 live streams per week. Also active on your Facebook and Instagram stories. So level 2, again, is Facebook and Instagram, 5 pictures with captions and 2 live streams per week, also active on your Facebook and Instagram stories. See, again, this is building off of the foundations, right? Like a lot of online trainers are coming into the market trying to like go live 5 times a week when they're first getting started and trying to push themselves out of the comfort zone and go super hard with social media and post 3 TikToks a day. But guys, in reality, it's like you need to have the foundations first. Okay, so if you just listened to level 1 and you're like, okay, B Mark, I'm actually doing 3 to 5 pictures with captions per week. Good. Level 2 is now, if you need to do level 2 right now, write this in the caption, like write this down. Like I will do a live stream. That's your next move. 2 live streams per week. Guys, why do you think I go live on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok 3 to 5 times a week right now? The reason I go live 5 times a week is because you guys know who I am. It's like I'm able to build an actual connection with you because I'm sharing parts of my life, or I'm sharing myself, and I'm sharing my actual energy with you. And because I'm sharing my actual energy with you, it's easy to build a connection with me. You either really, really like me or you don't connect with me. And either way is super cool because I'm going live and I'm attracting my tribe. So level 2 is 5 pictures with captions and 2 live streams per week, while being active on your Facebook and Instagram stories. Does that make sense? If you're listening to the podcast, I want you to engage. If you're listening, if you're listening to the podcast, just nod your head. If you're tuning in live, I want you to engage. Does that make sense? So that's level 2 of social media marketing. All right, level 3. Level 3 of social media marketing. So if you're already there, right? If you are posting 5 times a week, you're going live a couple times a week, then the next level, getting to level 3, is this: Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. So Facebook and Instagram, 3 to 5 posts a week, plus 2 lives a week, plus 3 to 5 TikToks and Reels per week, and active on your Facebook and Instagram stories. So once you're consistently posting 5 times a week on Facebook and Instagram and you're going live twice a week, then you should add TikTok and Reels. And the reason you should add TikTok and Reels before Clubhouse is because TikTok and Reels are both fucking hot right now. And so when you make a video for TikTok, that same video can be used for Reels, and both TikTok and Reels are hot right now. Both of them are hot. And so if you post on TikTok, you have a high chance of going viral. And if you post on Reels, you have a high chance of going viral. So one piece of content for TikTok equals TikTok and Reels, which means you should be doing them. But if you're not posting 5 times a week on Facebook and Instagram and you don't have your base level foundations first, like you're going to get overwhelmed. And this is why a lot of online trainers are getting overwhelmed, because you're trying to put the cart before the horse, right? So TikTok and Reels are both hot. So when you get on TikTok, you're also going to blow up in Reels. But getting on TikTok without being active on Facebook and Instagram is putting the cart before the horse. You need to get good at the base platforms first before you expand, because guys, people are going to find you on Facebook and people are going to find you on Instagram, and they're going to scroll through your page. And if your page isn't captive, even as an example, let's say you're like, oh, B Mark is smart, I'm going to start posting Reels. So you start posting Reels, which gets you more exposure, but then people come to your page and they see garbage content because you're not writing. That's a problem, right? So you need to master the foundations, and you also need to be humble enough to go back to the fundamentals. If you're listening to this podcast and you're like, Brian's right, shit, I'm not really posting on Facebook and Instagram very much. I'm not. If that's the case, then this is a reminder to go back to the fundamentals. Connection, proven value, 3 to 5 times a week on Facebook and Instagram. Once you're there, then add TikTok, then add Reels, because you've mastered consistency. Is this making sense? It's kind of like the weight loss client that goes to the gym, and the first time in the gym that they go, they try to do high intensity cardio for 30 minutes. And it's like, homie, you haven't even gone on the Stairmaster yet. You haven't even done steady state, and you're trying to sprint for 30 minutes. You're going to die. But online trainers do that all the time with social media. They'll jump into social media, and because they'll hear me say TikTok, they'll jump on TikTok. But that advice is contextual, because if you haven't freaking written a post on Facebook and Instagram in the last 3 weeks and you start trying to make TikTok videos, how overwhelming do you think that's going to be? Super overwhelming. So level 3. So once you're posting 5 times a week on Facebook and Instagram and you're going live twice a week, then the next level is to add TikTok and Reels. All right. Is this clear so far? Let's go. Level 4. This is level 4. Okay. This is level 4. These are the recommended foundations. This is level 4. Level 4 is this: Facebook and Instagram, 3 to 5 posts a week, 2 live streams, TikTok and Reels, 3 to 5 times a week, active on your Facebook and Instagram stories, and Clubhouse. Why? So why do I put Clubhouse at level 4? Because Clubhouse is a massive step outside of your comfort zone, right? It is. It's like Clubhouse is a huge step for a lot of people outside of their comfort zone. But Clubhouse, what Clubhouse is going to do is it's going to give you a chance to speak and have your voice be heard. And it's an emerging platform, and I highly recommend getting on it, even if you're just like listening to some rooms. But in terms of like getting active and speaking up consistently on Clubhouse, like when you're talking on Clubhouse doesn't currently have a DM feature. So when you talk on Clubhouse, what's going to happen is you're going to build an audience, and that audience is going to go to your Instagram. And if your Instagram does not have content that speaks to your ideal client, if your Instagram does not have valuable content that captivates somebody that's listening, if your Instagram does not have social proof content that shows that you know what you're talking about, then somebody's going to come from Clubhouse to your Instagram and they're not going to be attracted to your profile. I think Clubhouse is level 4, right? Clubhouse is level 4. It's not the first thing you should be jumping into if you're an online trainer. Like, don't get me wrong. It's cool to like tap into and like get to know. And I'm telling all my clients, like I'm advocating like, yo, like for sure get on Clubhouse. But like your main priority is to grow your coaching business. And the best way you do that is by mastering the fundamentals. Because at the end of the day, you guys, like you're not going to be growing your coaching business for very long if your coaching business doesn't make money. Like I'm going to fucking be straight with you. And so if you're not posting on Facebook and Instagram 3 to 5 times a week, and you're not creating a connection with your audience, and then you're trying all these, this is why a lot of online trainers fail. It's because you guys get shiny object syndrome. So you're like, oh shit, I'm going to try Clubhouse for a little bit. And oh shit, I want to try TikTok. I'm going to post on TikTok for like a few times a week. And then TikTok doesn't work. You're like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have stopped posting on Instagram. I'm going to start posting on Instagram again. And then you're like, oh shit, my Instagram isn't pulling clients. I'm going to go back to Facebook, and oh fuck, Facebook isn't working. I'm going to try this new app that just came out. It's like, yo, you need to be like a practitioner of the fundamentals. And so for me, it's like I have a base like social media schedule, and then I only add to that social media schedule once I've mastered the other one. Even as an example, it took me a long time to start a podcast, right? I'm going to talk about that in the next level. And the reason it took me a long time to start a podcast is because I needed to master the fucking foundations first. I wasn't consistent enough with my live streams to start a podcast yet. And I see a lot of online traders making this mistake. Like I'm going to be straight with you. There's no point in starting a podcast if you're not going to make it fucking awesome, right? Like what's the point of starting a podcast if your plan isn't to make it fucking awesome? There's no point. And so for me, I wasn't ready to start a podcast until I was ready to go all in, right? And like what we're talking about here is yo-yo dieting your social media. One of my clients, Connor, said yo-yo dieting your social media. I love that. When you're like trying on TikTok for a couple of weeks, and then you're trying on Instagram for a couple of weeks, and then you're trying on Clubhouse for a couple of weeks, and then you're on YouTube for a couple of weeks, and then you're on Facebook for a couple of weeks, and then you try groups for a couple of weeks. It's like, no, you need to fucking master the fundamentals. Like fundamentals are everything. And then you can get better at your content versus trying something for 2 weeks, not seeing any measurable improvements because 2 weeks isn't a significant amount enough time to see actual progress, and then trying something different and never actually getting better, just bouncing from one thing to the next. You want to avoid that. Okay, is this making sense? Is this valuable? So level 5. This is level 5. This is the master level. Level 5 is master level. Actually, I think there's one more after this. We're gonna do level 6 too. Level 5 is master level. Level 5 is Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. 5 posts a week. Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. 5 posts a week. Level 5 is also 5 live streams a week, recorded as podcasts. Level 5 is also 10 to 15 TikToks a week, Clubhouse, and active on your Facebook and Instagram stories. That's master level. Level 5 is master level. Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, 5 posts a week, 5 live streams a week, recorded as podcasts, 10 to 15 TikToks a week, active on Clubhouse, and active on Facebook and Instagram stories. That's master level. And I'm going to be direct with you guys and tell you that there's no fucking way you're going to get to that level without help. You need help. I've got people that help me produce the podcast. I've got people like right now, one of my my content creating experts is helping me with this podcast right now. You need help to get to master level, because like getting to master level by yourself is like next to impossible. You're going to be working 25 hours a day. I work 18 hours a day and I have help. So like master level of social media. And another reason I put this on here is Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, 5 posts a week, 5 live streams recorded as podcasts, 10 to 15 TikToks a week, Clubhouse and active on Facebook and Instagram stories. That's master level. And I put that on there so that you guys know, like, that's basically the higher level of content creation, production. But like, if you're a new online coach, you shouldn't be thinking like that, because that's not what I was thinking about when I first started online coaching. And so you are a newer online coach and you need to compare yourself to yourself, which means that if you're new, then stop trying to fucking be me and go live 5 times a week, because I've been doing this for 8 years. It's a long time. Like, I'm used to this. This is normal for me. It's not like exhausting. So people are like, how do you go live 5 times? Sometimes I'll have a live stream. Sometimes I'll have 3 to 5 coaching calls in a day that are just as energetic as this. And it's like, I'm just used to it now. It's just like it's easy for me. But if you guys try to do that and you haven't even mastered level 1, like, that's why you guys are burning out. Does that make sense? So understand the level that you're at and then play at that level until you are good at it, and then advance to the next level. And as you advance, you start hiring more people, because as you advance, you're going to get busier and busier, right? You're going to get more clients and you're going to need more help. And so hire more people. And that's what the mastermind's all about too. Like, those of you guys that are about to join the 10K mastermind, you're going to get a lot of your time back, because I'm going to teach you how to hire people. I'm going to teach you how to hire help. I'm going to teach you how to hire people on your team so you can get people doing certain things, which allows you to spend more time creating content. Because at the end of the day, content is what pulls in clients. It's content. I've got another funny story for you guys. So I work with a Facebook ads manager, as you guys know. You guys have probably seen my sponsored ads. But the amount of traction, or the amount that my business grows from ads versus organic, is 80% of my business is organic. 80% of my business is organic. 80%. The amount of traction that I get from ads is 20% of my business. Like, 20% of my total income every month is from ads. 80% of my total income every month is from organic. So this is why I'm creating content at such a mass scale, because it's like the opportunity to monetize is so fucking huge. And obviously my goal is to give as much value as I possibly can on every single platform. That's why I'm doing it. And my goal is to make an impact. But I also want you guys to understand that, like, there is a return on investment for that level of impact. And for me, one of the reasons I got another quiet, this is a little bit of a ramble. Hopefully this is still valuable. One of the reasons that I'm able to go live so consistently and deliver so much value on so many platforms is because I don't view this as a job. Like, I view this as an opportunity to connect with humans. I view this as an opportunity to connect with humans. Like, right now on Clubhouse, we got 38 people. On TikTok, we got 7. On Facebook, we got 20. On Instagram, we got 20. Like, that's an opportunity to connect with humans. And that's why I'm doing this, is because I know that, like, if I can go on these platforms and I can show up and I can write that post and I can go on that live and I can record that podcast, then I might get that chance to change one person's life today. And that's why I'm doing it. And after I do that, that's where the rewards come in. All right. So social media marketing, what platforms and why. I hope you guys got value from this podcast. If you're tuning into this podcast right now and you're struggling with social media marketing, DM me on Instagram at bmarkfit10K. Just DM me 10K. Tell me that you listen to this podcast and tell me what level you're on. Be like, yo, bmark, I listen to the podcast. If you don't know what level you're on, that's totally cool. Just DM me at bmarkfit on Instagram, 10K. And let me know that you listen to this podcast. All right. If you're struggling with social media, if it's overwhelming for you, if it's frustrating for you, if you don't know what type of content you're posting, if you're getting lost and confused with these TikTok videos and reels and podcasts and live streams and posts, if you have no idea what to do, let me guide you. I've been doing this for a long time. I've helped 106 students cross $10,000 a month. And I know for a fact I can help you too if you're an online coach. If you're struggling, DM me 10K at bmarkfit and I'd be happy to help. That's it. That's all. Thank you so much for tuning into the Change Lives Make Money Online Training Podcast. If you got value, screenshot this episode, share it to your Instagram stories, tag me at bmarkfit. Let me know that you're tuning in and you're entered to win $1,000 cash. Peace, love, protein, and we'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Let's go.